it's your girl! Oh my god, I haven't said that in forever. That makes me a little sad. And today I've decided I'm going to be answering some of your questions and making a little video about it, you know, like I tend to do a lot, so this is nothing new. Let's go. First question. What's the best cute fluff manga you have ever read? That's a hard one, my dude. There's a lot of feel-good mangas that I read when I need a little shot of purity in my soul. Of course, you can never go wrong with Yotsuba. I made a whole video about that. Fuck. There's quite a lot. But I'm gonna say Yotsuba for now. I'm not gonna answer your question. It's dumb. You're stupid. Stupid man. If you can remove one anime trope from this world, what would it be? There's so many tropes in this series, in this just sub-community that are just a sin against man. But if I had to choose, it would have to be the Yamato Nadeshiko kind of trope, the girl that's just like the waifu. Oh, I'll do whatever you want. The good girl, stupid cunt bitch. I think the world would be a lot better if that never existed. Why did you make me say chicken nuggets in Lelouch's voice and never did anything with it? Now, okay. So, Richard, I will give you this. This is after, you know what, after this I will upload it to Twitter and that will be that. But to answer your question, I feel like the only way to answer it is by showing you this is why I wanted you to do it.
All right, Lelouch. We pulled up to the McDonald's drive-thru. What do you want?
I command you. Chicken nuggets and a small fry.
All credit to this guy for Lelouch's voice. How tall is thou? I am 5'5.5". Favorite Kingdom Hearts game? I don't like Disney in general. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I really don't actively go out of my way to watch or interact with anything like it. And I just don't really like stuff like fantasy like that, so I don't really like anything Kingdom Hearts related at all. If you could be in My Hero Academia, what would your hero name and quirk be? My Hero Academia is for losers. How much time do you spend watching anime manga weekly / monthly? I don't watch a lot of anime in general. I've said that a few times in videos. But I do read a lot of manga, and I would say how much time? Well, considering that it's kind of like my job, partly, if I'm not working on, say, a game or say something else that's not manga related, you know, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 hours. But usually, yeah, I like it in my free time in general, not just for work. So when I'm working on something, say if I'm reading a manga, I like to read as much manga as possible if I'm making a video on it. Or if I'm just reading it to enjoy it, I would say I can almost guarantee you that any part of the day that I'm awake, I will be reading manga. What did Garnt think of your 1 hour Ara Ara video? He actually thought it was pretty amazing. Like, I've seen him be impressed with things I've done in our relationship before, but that just took the cake for him, because I am not usually a very patient, or like, I wouldn't say I'm impatient, but I definitely, I mean, who has the patience to fucking go Ara Ara for 1 fucking hour, man? Should dogs be able to vote? Yes. Yes. Which manga artist has had the greatest impact on you in all of their series? I would say Urasawa Naoki. Urasawa Naoki has made Monster as well as 20th Century Boy, and he just, I don't know how he does it. His writing and his situations that he kind of writes in, it's impeccable, and it's pure genius, really. I don't know how he is so good at writing and just drawing and everything. He's definitely a genius, and if you haven't read any of his stuff, it is very much life-changing, and I highly recommend you go and buy and do whatever and just read his shit. Are you planning on a vlog series or something of the sort since you are living in Japan now? I wouldn't say it's a vlog series. There are reasons I have moved to Japan that I will be delving into later. But there are a lot of new video styles and ideas I have that I will be bringing to this channel in a steady flow of things soon. But right now, vlogs, no. Honestly, I think I wouldn't be a good travel vlogger. Why do you have to be so loud? Alright, asshole. Looks like someone! Favorite hentai you recently watched / read? Well, there was a hentai that Garnt and Connor, Sea-Dog VA, you know.
Yo, where my keys at, bitch?
I just know everybody. They were talking about at dinner one time, and it was called Masterpiece. So I was curious because they kept saying, oh, this hentai is so good. This hentai is like, it's god tier. It's a fucking masterpiece. And I remember it was pretty okay. Like, it was good. It was a good one. I would say the armpit fucking scene was not to my taste. What do you think of Futaba from Persona 5? She is the worst girl. Fucking hands down! Which manga were you the most into, only to have a sudden shift or ending completely ruin it in many chapters in? Usagi drop? Have you read the Kamichima Karen manga before or any other Koge Danbo works? It's been a long time since I've read the manga. I've never fully finished it because it was sort of like a hidden gem in my state, in Wisconsin. Any manga I could find, even in Barnes & Noble, was sort of like a precious jewel. And so being able to buy the Kamichima Karen manga was nearly impossible. But they did have other works from them, such as Peta 10, and, you know, what's the other one? There's one with the cat and the bunny girl. A whole fucking thing. It's... But no, I've watched all of their other works. I am a big fan. I definitely was, when I was a kid, a giant fan of Koge Danbo and their works, just because, you know, as a kid, they're all shoujo and just kind of, they're really, really good at writing the shoujo dynamic of, you know, shoujo series. So if you are a fan of shoujo, and you really just enjoy shoujo stuff and like sort of like kind of like the fantastical vibe that you can get from them, then you guys should definitely go read Koge Danbo. Favorite childhood band or singer? I was quite the Linkin Park stan back in the day. I think everybody was a little bit. I never really liked music as a kid. You know, there was never any music that I'm like, oh, I wish I could listen to that on an iPod or something. I didn't really start liking music until I was about 15, and the band that did that for me was Owl City. I was obsessed with Owl City. Opinion on Nozaki Anna. If you guys don't know, Nozaki Anna is a kind of manga about a girl peeping on a guy, and sort of like a sexual, dramatic, I wouldn't say hentai, but it's a manga series. And honestly, I've read it all, and I honestly don't get what anybody really likes about it. It's so, there's a whole lot I could say about Nozaki Anna, but I'm going to say my thoughts on it is that it doesn't deserve nearly as much of the fan base that it has or praise that it gets. It's just very cliche, and I don't think that the pacing and writing was anything great. I should probably get more detailed stuff, but I'm also doing this shit right now, like answering other questions. So for now, if you tweet at me asking about it, maybe I'll make a long tweet about it and just be like, blah, because I'm definitely not making a video on Nozaki Anna because I just know that I'll be getting death threats from that. Do you watch Gintama? What do you think of it? Who has time to watch Gintama? Isn't there like 1 million episodes? Yeah, I watch One Piece. How long have you been into anime? Because it doesn't seem like you've seen a lot. Are you going back to watch some classics? I've seen a lot of anime. I mean, this is initially what started me into liking this content so much. I would say I've only really started liking manga and reading manga about 7 years ago. I've been watching anime since I was about 11. Maybe younger, so that was 13 years ago. I used to watch a lot more anime. I just prefer reading the manga of the versions now of what anime is available and what sounds interesting. But I've definitely seen a lot. I personally just prefer, reading manga. And with classics, I don't know what classics I might not have seen already. I have recently finished Evangelion, which admittedly was a classic I put off for a very long time, as well as Code Geass. But there are a lot of classics I've already watched as well, so. You get to erase one fandom from this planet. What would it be? Let me think. Fuck. What would it be? There's so many. There's so many I wish I could erase. I would say the K-pop fandom. Honestly, I definitely would, actually. What's your view on Parallel Paradise? I'm actually making a video on it because I really didn't want to, but I feel like I can't escape it for much longer, can I? Kind of like how I had to make my video on fuck, little glasses dad fucker bitch. I don't even want to say the name. Are you going to play Persona 5 Royale? Is there anything safe for work here? Oh, no, there's definitely nothing too safe for work in this. Woo, alright, that's getting a little too steamy for what I'm just trying to show off some pages here. Woo! Nope, alright. No, okay, whatever. That's good enough. You ever unironically go ada. Actually, very much, yes. Most of the time that I actually do say ada is unintentionally, like if I drop something like ada. Or ada, but I don't ever do the Onesama voice, like ada, but yeah, that's my life. How many people ask if you are pregnant? Honestly, if you look through some of these tweets, like there's many already asking, and I'm not fucking pregnant. Well, I'm not getting pregnant anytime soon, I can assure you. What's it like to be a waifu to people? Like I'm God. What was your first anime? How's you and Garn's life in Japan so far? And what's an anime manga that made you mad? For the second one, I will save till last, but I'll answer the first and last one. So my first anime, I mean, there's a lot of ways to answer it, like first anime I've ever finished, first anime that I watched on TV, first anime that I've gotten into. I would say the first anime that I've ever watched that I wouldn't say, I knew was an anime, especially as well, was Sailor Moon when I was about 5, 6. I was obsessed with Sailor Moon until I was about 8. And then a few years later I saw Naruto on TV and I was just drawn in, especially because I was obsessed with Harvest Moon and this style looked like, like Harvest Moon characters, and I was just, I was obsessed with Harvest Moon. So anything that even remotely looked like it was just like the best for me, and then I actually got sucked into it a bit, and then I would wake up at 5 a.m. sometimes 3 or 4, to sneak onto the family computer and illegally stream Naruto episodes and movies when I was like 12 or 13, and it was due to that led me to finding other anime as well, such as, let me think, like I'm trying to remember my earliest animes. Of course I watched Inuyasha at about 4 a.m. as well. I watched, like essentially all of the classics on Adult Swim. I was an avid Adult Swim watcher. Bobobo. And to answer your third question, an anime and manga that has made me mad. And a manga that has made me mad is Scum's Wish. I never understood why people liked it, especially with the ending being so scummy. I often hear that people say, well, oh, this is stuff that actually happens, when in reality, if your view on love is that stuff like what has happened in Scum's Wish is such a common thing, which I have no doubts that stuff in Scum's Wish does happen, but I do not think that it is as common as what is argued. Such as, I'm no love expert, but I do think that the views of love and consequences, or lack thereof, in Scum's Wish regarding some of the topical things that it's revolving around is something that makes me angst. And to answer your third question, and this is definitely something that, because there's most of the questions here are asking about, is essentially, how is my life in Japan? Why did I move to Japan? And what's it like living in Japan? All varied questions regarding the same essence of a question is, why the fuck am I in Japan and how the fuck did I get here? Well, buddy, there is a lot of reasons as to, well, no, there's not actually. There is a few reasons why I moved to Japan and how and what my thoughts of Japan are. I moved to Japan. I can't really give too much away yet. I will be able to in the future because content. I have a work visa and I and able to have a lot of content that I am preparing to share with you all, and new content and all this, and I am extremely lucky to be able to do this. I have a plenty of ideas as to what I want to do and who I'll be able to work with and all that sort of jazz. To answer your why, I moved here to expand on my career, and I moved here to be able to make some of the content that I have only ever dreamed of. So when I was offered the chance to be able to move here and be able to work on these things, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Of course you're gonna do it. It's an amazing opportunity. And yeah, with the how, I'll be able to go into that a bit more later, but I'm here on a work visa from a company and, you know, doing work with them. And as to how I think of living in Japan, it's oddly relaxing. And you may be like, well, what do you mean oddly? Well, I mean, imagine moving to a whole new country that you've only ever really vacationed in, or maybe have never really been in, and not fully knowing the language and getting around and just kind of experiencing an entirely different culture than the one that you've always sort of known in your lifetime. Although all of these elements are at play, it's really relaxing in Japan because you always look at something and you know what you're gonna get. You know what to expect. You know, also when I make fuck-ups, I can be like, you know, I can pull the I'm a foreigner card! Especially when it comes to my Japanese. I know, it gives me that little high when they're like, oh, jōsū desu yone! Towards my Japanese. I like it. Especially the food and how good that shit is, especially at konbinis, which is convenience stores. I really like nomi hodais here as well, which is all you can drink hours if you pay for, you know, a certain amount. And because they're usually good deals. Like there is an izakaya that's right near my house that it's $13 for 2 hours of all you can drink, and it's pour yourself, and they just have this giant table of all these different liquors and alcohols, and it's really dangerous. So definitely with living in Japan, you can expect to see more things for the millionth time that I'm telling you that I've always wanted to show you, and I'm able to show you and kind of give you a little schmeal for. Which Persona game is your favorite and why is it 5? No, it's actually not 5 for me. My favorite Persona game, I think, will always be 3. Not only because it was really my first Persona game, but also because I think the message in Persona 3 universally is one that can be applied to every single person. And I know every Persona game has a message like that, but I definitely think no matter what or where or what you've experienced in life, Persona 3 will always have meaning. And to whatever storyline or whatever story in your life that you have, Persona 3 will always resonate, whatever, with everybody. And if you haven't played Persona 3, and if you're looking to feel depressed, bruh. Any regrets about going into this industry? Nope! No, I actually really like my job. Please don't cancel me. Big fan. But do you ever rewatch old anime you used to hate, but after watching it again, you like it? I think that's just part of the life of an anime fan, really. Let me think of a series recently that I've rewatched where I'm like, huh, I guess it wasn't so shit. I don't think this really counts, really, but I have read the manga for because I couldn't really get into the anime, and then as I got older, I read the manga, and I was like, well, shit, fuck. And that, for me, that series is Shiki. I adore that series. Another one, another series, I did try watching Evangelion numerous times throughout my entire life, and I just could not get it. I only watched like a few episodes, so I wasn't really obligated to say, oh, I've watched it and I hate it. But I definitely, as an adult, I can say I appreciate it much, much more now as an adult than I would have said at, like, 10. What story would you like to write about and show to the world? Honestly, I don't have any writing talent. Maybe, I guess when you think about it, I guess I must have some because you're all here and I write about manga and shit. So, but if I had to write one, I really like stories revolving around depression or depressing things, which is something to admit. So probably something along those lines, but there's definitely a story I've had in my mind for a while now, or it's just more of a dream rather than something I think I would do. But a story, it's something like I would like to one day make my own manga, and not me drawing, because I think everybody has seen my attempts at drawing at some point, and I deleted my DeviantArt for a reason when I was, but I would like to, make my own manga, especially now that I live in Japan. I said essentially, I guess, maybe of like places I find in Japan, maybe like a sort of short stories, like of places I find in Japan, my life here, things that I have encountered. But for now, that's just a dream. That's just a hope that I one day would be able to achieve. I don't even know if people would even like it, but a girl can dream. Maybe if I get to a certain point in my life and somebody's like, hey, but either way, that's just a hope. But yep, I guess that's all of my little answers to your shmoo cues. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to participate in videos like this, then please follow me on Twitter, because this is obviously where I'm getting all of my answers or questions to my answers, where you're all asking me shit. So if you want to be able to participate in that, please just go do that. I will include a link in my description. I love making the content I do, but because it's usually not Q&As and involves titty coochies and anime buttholes, it is often demonetized. So if you are thinking about supporting this channel, then please type in this link here, or check out the link in the description, because it's right there anyway. Just go click them. Just go check out my little tiers. I got quite a few of them if you're interested. Thank you guys again, and I will see you on the Schmip side. Bye.